Have you ever woken up one morning, walked into your bathroom, and flexed in the mirror so hard that your face turned beet red? Wishing, hoping, and secretly praying inside of your mind that all of the hard work you've been putting into the gym, your workouts, and maybe the money you've spent on supplements was paying off. That you were that much closer to the muscular ripped body you've always desired, and most importantly deserve. That the aesthetic physique you crave was finally becoming a reality right in front of your eyes. The same type of body that you notice in all of the fitness magazines, on the Hollywood action stars, and the muscular in-shape guys at the gym that every woman can't help but secretly stare at out of the corner of her eye, and that every man is forced to notice and wants to be like. Yet sadly, every time you do look in the mirror, you become just a little more disappointed, feeling a little more defeated and frustrated, wondering and asking yourself, when will it happen to me? Why can't I look big, muscular, and ripped? Making it feel like you're banging your head against a wall, not getting anywhere, thinking, believing, and then finally convincing yourself that maybe it's your poor genetics, your personal metabolism, your age, your diet, your workout program, or even possibly low testosterone levels, which just leaves you so embarrassed that you would rather crawl in a hole away from the world before letting your family members, friends, and coworkers in on your secret goal and sacred dream of having a ripped muscular physique, all because you believe they'll poke fun at you, telling you you're not good enough, or that you need to take steroids to look like that. Well, if this has ever happened to you, or you've ever felt like this, do not worry, because you are not alone. The same scenario that I just talked about happened to me. Not too long ago, I was a painfully looking, scrawny guy who didn't have an ounce of extra muscle on him, or even an ounce of confidence and self-esteem. Looking back now, I could tell I didn't think that much of myself, and it scares me to this day that I felt like this. I would wear baggy t-shirts so the sleeves could cover up my arms, and those Adidas workout pants in the summertime so that my chicken legs would be hidden from the public. I was that self-conscious. Well, one day a good friend of mine brought me along to the gym, and I remember walking in and being in awe at some of the guys in there, and just blinded by the mirrors all around from the sun reflecting off of them. And I could have sworn those guys in there who were working out had arms just like Arnold Schwarzenegger did. And everyone, for some reason, just seemed to respect these guys and just want to be around them. So I guess you could say this is one of those classic stories where the soaking wet rookie walks into the gym for the first time with a mixture of excitement and intimidation, and not really knowing what to expect. However, I did stay there and did the only two things I knew and had recognized: the bench press and dumbbell curls. So I pumped out a few sets at a whopping weight of 95 pounds, and then moved on to some dumbbell curls with the 15-pound dumbbells. And I finished off the workout with some cardio and abs. However, after I left, I felt like a brand new person, with an aura of confidence I never recognized before. It was as if I conquered some fire-breathing dragons and rescued the damsel in distress. The rest of the day I was flying high with a sense of euphoria. This extreme endorphin rush was pouring out of my mind like I had just lost my virginity. When I got home, I immediately ripped off my gigantic, way too big for me t-shirt and flexed hard in the mirror. In fact, I flexed so hard that I almost broke a blood vessel. My face turned beet red and veins started popping out of my neck. And I thought whatever I did had worked. Of course, well, results don't happen that fast. However, I was hooked and ready to go back the next day. A few months had passed, and I bought a few subscriptions from the Muscle and Fiction magazines, those same types you see on newsstands, and also invested in a few bottles of miracle supplements because I thought that's what everyone did who wanted to build muscle, almost like they were a requirement, a magical cure. And this was the usual standard muscle-building cocktail of protein powder, creatine, glutamine, amino acids, a multivitamin, and a fancy pre-workout supplement that turned my tongue a weird purple color. And I was doing really well, I thought to myself, not missing a single workout, which were close to 2 hours every day for 5 to 6 days per week. I was taking my supplements religiously and eating plenty of protein because, again, I thought this was a requirement and the only thing that mattered. I thought as long as I ate plenty of protein, I could eat whatever else I wanted when I wanted. Plus, I read everything I could on the subject during this time, whether it was on the internet, a magazine, or even a book from the library. And I even enrolled in college to study exercise science. I was that addicted and that committed. I wanted to uncover the hidden secrets to the human body and how it related to building the ultimate physique. However, little did I know that it wasn't my workouts, my diet, or my fancy supplement cocktail that cost me upwards of $200 a month that would transform me from skinny to muscular, yet a certain someone I met while at school. More on that in a second. Because when I returned home that summer, people were shocked. I remember one person gasping at the change they saw in my body. Another person accused me of being on steroids. And one of my friend's parents didn't even recognize who I was. They looked at me for a second and their eyes fluttered like someone just said the world was coming to an end and pigs could now magically fly. To make a long story short, I was big. I gained 43 pounds in 8 short months. And you think I was happy, and I was for a short period of time. Because the first time I went to the beach that summer and took off my shirt, I didn't receive the compliments I thought I would. My initial high, my new self-confidence, how I now viewed myself, was shot down like a rabid dog. I became the butt of all jokes, poking fun at the new physique I just created, and the turtle shell, as they called it, which was now the increased amount of belly fat I had around my stomach. I had zero muscle tone and just looked like a big, bulky mess. And one girl, who was pretty hot, said to her friend, which I overheard, "I can't believe that guy is a personal trainer. He doesn't even look like he works out." Now, that might not sound like a big deal to you. However, when you take pride in what you love and you're attempting to reach that ultimate and ideal physique goal you have in your mind, that perfect body, those 8 little words, "he doesn't even look like he works out," are like a red-hot dagger that pierces through your heart. I prided myself on my training and what I knew and helping others. Yet when I looked in the mirror after this, the truth finally caught up to me and hit me like a Mack truck. The truth that was staring at me the whole entire time. And what I saw was a big ball of blubber. I tried frantically, desperately remembering, thinking back at what went wrong. How did I end up like this? Did I mess up my diet? Was it the supplements? Did I have low testosterone? Did I work out too much, which caused my stress hormones to skyrocket out of control? Was it my genetics? I really had no idea and had nobody to turn to for an answer because I was on this journey all alone. And I became so depressed during this time that they wanted to put me on meds and bring me back to life. That's how low I sank and how low I felt. And most guys would never ever admit that. I hid away from people like a hermit crab during this time, counting down the days when I could just head back to school and just get away from everyone at home. I still worked out, yet it wasn't the same because the fire had almost left me. I wanted to quit and give up and just say screw it. However, when the day came that I went back to school, it was as if a bright light was shining down because I saw it as a new beginning, a new challenge, and I could call the past the past. And I vowed to myself to keep an open mind, to be honest when I looked in the mirror, and most importantly, seek out the best of the best when it came to building muscle, gaining strength, and sculpting an aesthetically pleasing physique resembling that of the old Greek and Roman statues. I wanted the truth and the best information. Plus, figure out what happened during my year-long journey and where I veered off the beaten path so others wouldn't make the same mistake. And little did I know that the answer to all of my problems was right in front of my face the entire time. His name was Dave, and he was one of my professors at school. Dave, to put it bluntly, was an alpha male. The guy that every student and every male professor even admired and wanted to be like. He was also a natural bodybuilder who was studying to get his doctorate in applied exercise physiology. He looked the part and had the brains to back up what he said. And Dave ended up taking me under his wing, teaching me and showing me everything he knew about training, nutrition, and proper supplementation.